Go. I have special guests with us tonight, Lieutenant General Ralph Jodice, who is a fighter pilot. He's was commander of the NATO Southern European region for NATO, 36 years of service, and I really can't get into all of it because it was 2.5 pages of bio. So, General, thank you very much for your service.
Lou, thanks for those kind words and kind remarks. It's my pleasure to be with you tonight and be back in my home state of New Jersey, and it's great to be part of this event tonight and talking about veterans and what veterans bring to the manufacturing force.
I'm not sure if you're really from New Jersey. You didn't say New Jersey.
Well, there's certain times when my accent will come out. I can say "yous guys" with the best of everyone.
That works. General, does the military today have a transitional program to help the veterans who go from career or semi-career positions to go into civilian life and civilian activities, particularly in manufacturing?
Lou, all the branches of the service have what's called a Transition Assistance Program. And the Transition Assistance Program is designed to help veterans make that transition from their time on active duty or maybe in the Guard and Reserves, whether they've served 4 years, 6 years, or maybe are going to retire with 20 years. And that program those programs are specifically designed to help veterans walk through that process to show how they can translate their skill set from what they've done in the military to that in the private sector. And there aren't any, I think that Transition Assistance Program is sort of in general. It's not necessarily just focused on manufacturing. However, many within those transition assistance programs know that many of the veterans bring manufacturing skills with them and can really help point them in the right direction. But that Transition Assistance Program, in the military, of course, we make acronyms for everything, and so it's called a TAP. It's normally a 1-week program that is designed to help that veteran make that transition.
1-week program hardly seems like enough to transition from a career or semi-career position in the military to go into civilian life. How does that work?
Well, in today's day and age, as you know, there's a whole lot of things that can help that veteran. One of the things that Transition Assistance Program will have in it is how to make contact with potential in the potential job market. So with potential employers. It of course probably has numerous websites. As we know, many things are available on the web, and it's to get the veteran moving in the right direction. Within the military, within all the services, and even in my case, when I was getting ready to retire, many say you got to start that process a year ahead of time. So it's not just a 1-week program. That's sort of the formal part of it. There's that whole informal part that really takes some work and preparation. How do you write a resume? How do you put that all together? What are you really interested in doing? How does your skill set transition to the civilian workforce? What do you bring to that civilian workforce? How do you put that on paper? How do you market yourself? What's your 30-second elevator speech that you're going to tell somebody, hey, here's why I need to come work for you. Here's why you need to hire me. So it's a process, and it's one of the steps in the process to help get that veteran going in the right direction.
One of the things that is apparent is that there's two sides to this coin, and that is that the military person looking to transition out and get a job, a good-paying job, keep his family secure, and so on. How much of a program is there out there for manufacturers to learn about the programs that are out there? I know tonight we have a fairly decent-sized group, probably about 50 manufacturers here. But again, we've got millions of companies. We've got 3.5 million vacant jobs in manufacturing. You've got several 100,000 veterans looking for jobs. How does the manufacturer find out how they can get these people to come into their doors?
There's many ways, and I think we heard a lot of those ways tonight, and I think there's probably some of the other folks that you'll talk to that'll talk about their specific programs. There's nonprofit organizations that help that help those organizations. Some of the organizations have long-term history in hiring veterans and have pretty significant programs. Many of the employers need to know that the places where they can go is just to a base. Right here in New Jersey, you go to Fort Dix, you go to Lakehurst, you go to McGuire Air Force Base, you go to the Guard unit down in Atlantic City, you go to the New Jersey Guard in any one of the towns, and they have transition offices, and those are great places.
Traditionally, what office would they be going to? You go through the gate and there's a military police there. How do you know where to go? How do you start the process?
Well, you wouldn't start by just driving up to the gate. You would make contact. And actually, a great place to start is with their public affairs office in any one of the bases. And from public affairs, they can point them to the transition assistance office. And then the transition assistance office can tell them, yes, we have a transition assistance program coming up. As one of the folks mentioned tonight, there's a job fair, I think, over at Lakehurst or Fort Dix tomorrow. And those job fairs routinely happen on many of the military installations. So those are ways in which employers can find potential workforce coming out of the military is through programs like that.
I know that you are now retired. However, you are here. Does that mean that you are still very active in this particular aspect of military service?
Well, I think it's in my blood. It comes from my family history. My dad was a police officer for 39 years, so service is sort of something that's sort of natural. And one of the core values of the United States Air Force is service before self. So when asked to do something like this, I'm proud to do it. I'm happy to do it. It's a real honor and a privilege. But most important, it's about helping the veterans. It's helping them to succeed. And there are many organizations that can do that, and anything that we can do to promote them and get them the jobs that they deserve. And let's face it, we know that our industrial base has become weaker. It's not the same industrial base that we had 50, 60 years ago, even 20 years ago. And so we're trying to build that back up as a nation, and I think that's of a strategic importance to us for our place around the world. And veterans can play a key role in that, and especially in the manufacturing business with the skill sets that they bring.
General, thank you for your service, and I appreciate the conversation. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Lou. It's
All
been
right.
my pleasure.
Thank you.
Okay.